Hey everybody, it's Clayton again, coming back with a new video. Obviously, a lot has changed since the last one. We had the Dow hit a record low. We had a nice little bounce back today, about 33% of what it fell yesterday. We had the president come out and talk about a stimulus package. There's been a lot going on. I'm going to try to keep this video shorter though, just because the market stuff and what I'm investing in hasn't really changed, but I did really want to go over the news. So as you can see, again, gains. I think dividends went up another $1.31, which is great. As for activity, I did have my weekly or my semi-monthly deposit go in, and M1 picked up a bunch of different stocks for me. So we've got a little bit more in Disney, 3M, AT&T, we got Delta and IBM and Target and SPHD and JP Morgan. Just, you can see, here's all 11. And again, I've said this repeatedly, and I really want to make this a focal point, especially for this video. Nobody panic right now. There's a lot going on in the economy. And there is a lot going on that most Americans are going to face sooner rather than later, unfortunately. Be it lost jobs, lost paychecks, and there's a lot of problems that's going to happen. This is why in the beginning, and ever since we started making this channel, I've said you need to always have an emergency fund built up, because unfortunately, moments like this and things like this do happen. Yes, things similar to this exact situation is unheard of in my generation's time. I'm 30. But that doesn't mean that things don't come up and things don't suddenly happen just out of the blue randomly. So this is why you always want to have at least 3 to 6 months of living saved up in your account so you can be comfortable if something like this does happen. With that being said, I am going to dive in also to a little bit of a conversation that Trump had today, and I'll show that later. But yeah, I wanted to kind of dive in and show the activity that I had. And like I was saying yesterday, today is now Tuesday, March 17th, we saw that the market finished, it was just above or just below hitting 3,000, but I did see it did hit 3,000. I was watching it kind of yesterday. Now that I'm home and kind of, I'm not going to use the words because I don't know what YouTube's going to catch on, but I'm staying home for a few short days or possibly weeks. But today was a little bit of a rebound. We saw it bounce back about 1,000 points. Still nothing compared to yesterday's fall. We're only sitting at 21 right now, which is unfortunate. But again, as I've been saying during this whole fall, this is a time for a long-term investor to dip your toe in the water into dollar cost average. I can't say that enough. I've said it in almost probably the last 3 or 4 videos. Dollar cost average, dollar cost average, dollar cost average, DCA. This is exactly why. As the market continues, it's going to bounce around for a while now. It seems like it doesn't have any stability, and everyone understands why that is. So you don't want to throw everything in at one shot and see the market drop another 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 points. Yes, it'll benefit you if it goes up and you hit it, timed it at the perfect point. But as we went over in the last video, if you haven't seen it, I'll link it right now up in the top right corner. As we went over in the last video, consistently investing is best for you. So I wanted to go into something that I had mentioned with the stimulus package, specifically with something that you may or may not have heard of. There's no real dollar amount on it right now, but they've been talking about, the press has been talking about potentially each American getting $1,000 check. And this is similar to the Andrew Yang plan that was talked about basically through his entire presidential election or presidential run and through the primaries. And if it's similar to his, it would be $1,000 a month, which is $12,000 in the pockets of every American, which unfortunately for my international viewers, I understand I can't speak for international aspects and what's going on. That's just not something I follow closely. But if you do live internationally and something like this is going on, I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to see how other countries are handling this situation, because obviously this isn't just something happening here. But yeah, it's something that just because you get $12,000, if it goes for that length of time, I don't think it's going to be a year, but who knows right now. But just because you're getting free money from the government does not mean you, one, need to just go spend it for just freely on whatever you feel like purchasing. Please don't do that. It needs to be used ideally for anything that you need for your home, family, life, things like that. And if not, that's perfect money you can invest in the market if it's essentially throwaway money that you aren't using to support your family currently. But unfortunately, people are being sent home from their jobs. Some people are losing their jobs because we don't know how long this is going to go. And I know usually for my videos, this isn't, sorry for staying on this screen. I guess I should stay here. But for my videos, I don't usually talk about kind of that aspect of everything, but it is real life. It is happening right now. and you need to do what's best for you and your family. And you need to always look out for you and your family. And don't worry about getting the market today or tomorrow if you can't afford to take care of your family. Focus on that first. The market isn't going anywhere. And if you enter a little bit later because it's not that big of a loss or that big of a deal, you need to focus on you, your family, and everything that will affect you now, and not worry or stress currently about the future as much until you can take care of the now. But with that said, I wanted to play a clip when the press had asked Trump's advisory board. I think that's Steve Mnuchin. It's sad that I don't really know who he is by look, but I'm pretty sure that's who that is. But we'll let him answer this question.
When you say a stimulus package for American workers, do you mean direct payments to Americans, or are you talking about a payroll tax holiday?
Although the president likes the idea of the payroll tax holiday, I will tell you what we've heard from many people, and the president has said we can consider this. The payroll tax holiday would get people money over the next 6 to 8 months. We're looking at sending checks to Americans immediately. And what we've heard from hardworking Americans, many companies have now shut down, whether it's bars or restaurants. Americans need cash now, and the president wants to get cash now. And I mean now, in the next 2 weeks.
How much?
I will be previewing that with the Republicans. There's some numbers out there. They may be a little bit bigger than what's in the press.
Go ahead, please. Please, wait.
So, as you just saw, he talks about giving Americans checks right away instead of the potential payroll tax that they talked about. I don't know which way this is going to go. I don't know the route it's going to take. We'll see. Obviously, it says Trump seeks stimulus package worth over $1 trillion. He talked about that earlier in the presser. It's just going to be, it's kind of as we go. We're going to kind of take the news as it comes. The quote-unquote helicopter money, which is what some call it, the $1,000, or as I said earlier, we don't really have a dollar amount on it. It'll be interesting to see where it goes, but I mainly just wanted to make this video as to tell anyone that's investing and to anyone that's panicking right now with the market, and especially with whatever's going on in their personal life, take care of you first. This is, I've said this every video. Thank you guys for the support. I'm up to a little over 80 subscribers now. Again, there's no need for me to gush for the last few minutes like I've done every single time, but I really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, drop a like on the video, or even if you just like it, subscribe to the channel. And as I always say, if you guys have any questions, email me at my email. It's just claytonscash89@gmail.com, ClaytonScash89@gmail.com, and I'll answer any questions. If you wanted to be on the show, I'll gladly do that for you as well. But just kind of right now, your focus needs to be on getting through the situation. If you can invest. It's a great time for the markets, and it's going to continue to become probably better for the markets. Nobody can predict it, but as we've seen, especially with the bounce from today, I don't think the market's done falling. So it's a good time to stick your toe in. Don't throw everything in. Dollar cost average. I've said that already once this video, or about 10 times this video. But mainly wanted to make this to say, just step back, breathe, relax, and focus on you right now. And hopefully I've provided some entertainment over the last few weeks for this. I'm going to be posting videos as normal. And if you guys want to see anything from me, me to respond to anything, any news stories, send them to me in an email or even in the comments. Because I got a bunch of free time now. I'm working from home, but while I'm here, I gladly want to just interact with you guys. And I really appreciate all the love and support. And until next time, guys, usually I just say have a great night, but I also want to say be safe and be careful.